You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAK Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
No, yes. I don't know what the song is, but I hear it. I hear it in my head all day.
Well, everybody, welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 113. You are hearing this we're recording this on May 3rd. You'll be hearing this on May the 5th be with you. You already knew that was coming, right?
Happy International Star Wars Day. Well, yeah, I've been staring at it all day. Just been staring at Star Wars, just thinking about it. I'm like, I can't wait
Have you
to
ever
watch
watched like all of
tomorrow.
it?
Yeah.
Speaking of movies you may not, speaking of making references to movies you may not have never seen.
I've never made a Star Wars reference in my entire life. That's somebody's job to go back through.
Yeah, please go
But
scrub.
I have, but I haven't like fully. I don't know if I've ever sat down and watched a full one of like the original prequel.
The
original
4,
three.
5, 6, or
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
The original.
Same with 1, 2,
trilogy.
3. In all honesty, trilogy. But they're the
They're
sequels.
they're the original trilogy. Then it's the prequels. Then it's the sequels. In that order.
Wouldn't they technically be sequels, even though they
No.
were shot first?
No. The sequels are 7, 8, 9.
Why don't you let me make the movie decisions here?
Well, that's
No,
that's
you're
how
right.
they canonically put them in order. 4,
Here
5,
you
6, 1,
guys
2,
using
3.
Big words again, canonically. This is gonna be a long.
I'm just pulling out the
This is gonna be a long.
pulling out the.
episode.
Yeah, I know.
This is gonna be a long.
Well, you can
episode.
see that the set's slowly falling apart around these parts.
And Gavin, I actually have a bomb to kind of just drop on you right out of the gate.
Oh,
that
God.
actually has to do with the set.
Oh, God.
So as you may or may not know, talking to you at home,
The
I know
viewer.
you know.
I don't
the
know
goddamn
shit, dude.
Viewer. I know you don't, and we're gonna find that out today.
Leave me alone.
No. Actually, before I jump into that, let me just tell you what we got going on today, because we really just have like one main topic to talk about today. We're gonna keep this episode to probably about an hour, but
This is a expose.
it really is. I think this will take up the whole episode because there's a lot to discuss here. And Gavin doesn't even know anything about it, so I'm educating him about it and also educating the audience if you don't know, because maybe you don't. But we are going to be delving in and talking about the cancellation of the cancellation of a loved YouTuber,
Beloved.
a used to be beloved YouTuber who we did not know had such a dark past, and because I was a fan of him. And of course, if you don't know who I'm talking about Featureman. We are going to be going into that deep
That is
into
a
it.
completely
You want to try that again?
completely brand new name to me. I've never heard that before.
That does not surprise me. But I'm surprised you haven't heard about it, because some big YouTubers are actually covering it.
I must have been looking in the wrong corners of the internet.
I wish I was looking in the wrong corners, because it really is upsetting. I mean, it's like, we'll probably laugh about some of it, and it is there are funny things about it. What actually happened is not funny, and it's
Right.
not a laughing matter. It's a very serious and fucked up thing that happened. But there's some things about it that we can laugh at, and obviously we take the piss out of things, and we're not laughing about the seriousness of the situation, which we will get into. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about this episode. That's kind of the main focus. But it's not going to be all downers. We have a taste test that we're going to be doing. Not a crazy one, but a little one. Just a little one. Also, the return of Nextdoor Drama. It's been gone for about a week, so it's coming, or 2 weeks now. We're going to do that, what you're listening to, and we're going to get out of here. That's it. But getting back to what I was going to say, I have a bomb to drop on you. Let me hit this jug.
I was trying so hard to find that. I did chug.
Oh, because of the
did.
taste test?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like jug juice too. But I have a bit of a bomb to just lay out on you. I hope you don't mind if I just lay this out on you. Now, as you know, I am moving here very soon. There's no explosion. I'm moving here in a week and a half. By the time this comes out, a week. Think about that. Moving out of my apartment, moving back in with my parents for a little bit to save up money to hopefully move to the Big Kahuna, Tinseltown, Hollywood, California, by the end of this year. But that's to discuss later. We're focusing on the now of moving out. Now, I am not taking everything with me. I'm putting like 30% of it in storage and 75% of it's coming home with me to my parents' basement, which is where I'll be living. I'm going to be a basement dweller. I'm trying to get back to my roots. I'm trying to get into I'm trying to be more in touch.
Live in a shitty place.
Well, I'm trying to be more in touch with my biggest icons. Of course, I am talking about the one and only
Provocateur.
I can't remember his name. He is a provocateur. He's friends with Kanye now. Lives in his mom's basement.
I know Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes. There we go. Jesus Christ. I was trying to stall and find it. I couldn't find it. Trying to get more in touch with my biggest icon, Nick Fuentes, and live in my parents' basement. But with that comes
and your mom's
the
gonna
podcast.
Start coming on the show, right?
Every damn episode. With that comes the obviously we will be recording it there now. But since I won't have as much room as I do now for various different reasons.
Does that mean you get to hold the microphone?
I was waiting for the song to come back in. There is a possibility that there's a possibility that the set will be going away because I might not have room for it. Now, what does that mean? Exactly. The couch may become the set.
So now, I get to hold the mic.
None of that.
Please. Please, Carson, I want you to hold the mic. Please.
Well, I would like to get like stands, like big old stands that come over the sides of the couch. And
we should just hire a sound guy.
We hire a sound guy. But anyways, the set might be going away. It's a possibility. And it might be gone for good at that point because I'm not bringing it to LA with me because
I don't want to see this.
I can't bring Gavin with me.
That doesn't even sit my laptop straight.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my parents. I hopefully don't hear this. I was like, yeah, I'm bringing back your old kitchen table for good. Like
they're like, oh shit, really?
No, they were like, oh yeah, that's a good table, and I was like, yeah. I couldn't
table.
say anything, but I was like, it's fucking bowed in the middle. Like the whole thing is bowed is afraid in the middle. But that's the big bomb to drop on you, Gavin, is the set could be going away. It's a possibility. We'll see what happens then. But anyways, some good news before we get into the bad news. Are you a fan of Black Mirror, Gavin?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I watched the most. I don't think. God, I'm talking with a fucking accent today. I don't know what's going on.
Been out of the country.
Yeah, but a long time. I think I've watched every episode except for like the most recent season. I think. Yeah, there it is.
Possible and possibilities.
Yeah, I was trying to find that. I couldn't find like the video, so I was just like,
I've got it.
Thank you.
But anyways.
Yeah, I have watched. I have watched Black Mirror. I'm a big fan of Black Mirror.
Oh, cool. Me too. And I was excited that they announced the other week. It's a little bit of old news that a new Black Mirror season is coming this June, next month. Now.
And Eric Andre's show officially has a release date of
Does
June
it really?
4th.
Of June 4th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Month from yesterday whenever you watch this video.
2 days after my birthday.
Yeah.
That'll be a day after my big Cino
I thought
party.
it was like later in June.
When is yours? September, October, November? It's November.
Yeah.
I knew that. Now, the day is a mystery. I want to say 16th.
You're always
19th.
Yeah, 19th.
There it is. I knew
Turn
that.
that 6 upside down. It's a 9 now.
Turn that 6 upside down and make a frown. Now
Yeah.
you're Drake.
By Drake.
By Drizzle. Drizzle Drake. I'm excited for it. Aaron Paul is in this new season.
Yeah, that's also where the guy from Get Out got his start, really.
That's where a lot of people got their start. Was
Bryce Dallas Howard
I don't know.
I think she started there.
Oh, she. I
She's
think I
a-
said I don't know who that is.
She was in-
Eastbound and Bryce Dallas.
No, I'm trying to think of.
Eastbound and Down.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah,
That's who's got started on. That was like one of the very first episodes of Black Mirror.
yeah.
But
He's great.
She was on like the social
Network.
No, she was on like the social episode of where they like
Oh,
had like
with
social
him,
ratings.
right?
No, well, you know, I may have been with him.
Yeah.
But she was on a couple episodes, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Aaron Paul.
I don't think
There's
she
some
got
other-
her. She did not get her start there. I don't think. Well, maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't her. There's someone who looks just like her who was in Black Mirror.
I'm trying to remember who else was announced to be in it. I know Aaron Paul. There were some other big names I was excited about. Let's find out.
Oh, Nosedive. That's the name of it. Yeah, she was in that.
That was the episode with the you could see everybody's.
No, this is the one where he was in like the biking one where
Yeah.
they're like biking for credits.
that's the one
and
I
stuff
was
like that.
thinking about.
This is the one where she's like trying so hard to like get her social rating up to like live somewhere new. Or like
Right,
somewhere
yeah,
like
yeah.
she's trying to get 5 stars, but she keeps it at like 4.7 and to
it-
be a 5.0 you're like a
It kept going down.
yeah.
Where did they see?
I don't know who else is gonna be in this, but
I saw
Aaron
a
Paul.
tweet. Somebody tweeted it
yeah, bitch.
and said, "Excuse me."
That's his famous line from Breaking Bad, a show I haven't watched.
Oh, there we go again.
I was gonna call
I don't
myself
know.
out.
I
on
can't
it, but
find it. I'm not gonna look for it.
My sisters watched it. I found out tonight. I've never watched it.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Breaking Benjamin.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
No, I've never watched it.
But anyways, I'm excited for it. I forgot who else is in it. A lot of big names though. I just remembered Aaron Paul because he was.
I want to go back
heavily
to.
featured.
I will say that I will say that is one thing that kind of. I mean, it's nice to have the bigger names, but I really like watching people I don't know.
Yeah, and there'll
like,
be plenty of them too. It's
Yeah.
not like, but it is. I do. There's a little
there's
part of me
so
that's
much
like,
of
oh,
that
that's kinda
charm
fun.
that's completely lost whenever it's someone that I know.
right.
Because
That's
I'm like,
why.
oh, that's that person that I know from another thing
Yeah.
that is actually just a real person, not an actor.
Right.
Every time. That's with any person from Friends, like
Mhm.
Seinfeld or
yeah, and
trying
I
to think
think
of
Aaron
another
Paul
thing.
is the biggest actor in it.
yeah, for sure.
I
He
think there's.
definitely would be.
I recognize the other names, but
Arrested Development. Anybody from Arrested Development, I see in another show. I'm like, oh, that's the guy from Arrested Development, or like that's Will Arnett.
right,
I-
yeah, from a show
yeah.
that was around for a long time.
Yeah.
That's why I don't see any of the Big Bang blowjob people in any shows.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
I haven't, but I mean, they're raking in residuals.
For sure.
They're good. They're set. But I'm excited
I
about
feel like
that.
would not to get too off topic, but I feel like that's a blessing and a curse too, because it's like you would
Yeah.
only ever be known for that. Would you rather only be known for one thing and try the rest of your life to get known for something else, or would you rather just keep doing things? Because I would rather just keep doing things
I would
where it's like,
too.
oh, that guy's in everything.
I would too, but like, it would be nice to get like one out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I got that to like I can do whatever now. And
Yeah,
take risks and not feel
Right.
like and not that I wouldn't take risks the other way, because that's like
because there's
That's
that guy
how-
with red hair and a beard who was in like the Sonic commercials for a long time. He has a TikTok and I see him all the time, but
well, TikTok famous.
Well, TikTok, but I mean, no, but like he was on like he's in a lot of different stuff. I forgot his name,
Mm.
but he was always he's around now. But I just notice him in everything. Same thing with that guy they have on Cinema, not Greg, but the guy that played Pinocchio, or that they
Mark?
were. Yeah,
Prosh?
yeah. I feel like he's in
Oh.
a lot of different stuff too. Like he's
Yeah.
in a lot.
He
I
was
never-
in The Office
That's where I know him from.
for a couple seasons, like the last two or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. I can't remember.
yeah, that's where I know him from. But like he's also in a couple other things I've seen.
This
I'm
guy.
like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Right there.
Right,
The
Mark
living
Prosh.
Oscar, Mark
Yeah.
Prosh. Yeah, I actually just found out recently that the guy who plays the Geico caveman is in a lot of Rob Zombie movies.
Oh really?
He was in the Rob Zombie Monster movie.
Really?
Because these guys did an interview with him. And he's like, yeah, all those times I did when I was doing the Geico caveman. And I was like, what? And he kept like talking about it. I was like, I mean, I'm sure it was a lot of money, but it was funny. Moving on.
Yeah.
A small, a unimportant controversy before we get into the real controversy, which isn't really controversy, it's reality. What I'm calling the big cup controversy of 2023. I made a series.
He's talking
of-
about drinking glass.
I'm talking about drinking glasses. That's what kind of cup. I'm not talking about Diva cups. I'm not talking about breast cups. Damn it. Sorry. I'm talking about the cups you drink out of. I made 2 posts, one on Instagram, one on Twitter.
You went
about
to post cereal.
I went to post cereal and I said,
do not put out these cups.
I said, what is going on here? Because I had a thought in my brain because I saw a cup and I was like, I fucking hate those cups. They're stupid and they look dumb. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my Twitter. I won't show a picture up, but maybe I will if I remember to. I don't even know what the shape would be, but the base is like...
It's a smaller circle, and then it kind of like tapers up to a bigger circle, but there's
Yeah, there is like a circle at the bottom as the base, but then there's like
an octagon.
Yeah, there's
no...
the sides are not round.
Yeah, they're like
square shaped until they get to like whatever it is, a decahedron or whatever. Whatever giant shape it is. Yeah. But they're just stupid. They're such a dumb shape, and they're like, why is this cup like square? Mm-hmm. And it's just dumb. And so I remembered how dumb those cups were because I knew somebody.
The only person I ever knew, I think, with those glasses was my grandma.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know somebody. I'm not going to call them out, but they are a friend of mine. And it was actually brought up by somebody close to me who was like, they were like, you better be careful if this person sees it. And I was like, that's what made me think of it because they have those cups and I hate those cups.
Yeah, okay, I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
You know this person.
Yeah.
But I was just like, these cups are stupid. And yeah, actually it is. And so I made a post about it on Twitter and it got a lot of likes and I was like, okay, I'm like, people are feeling it. And then I was like, let me post this to my Instagram
People are
story.
vibing with this.
People are fucking with my vibe at the moment.
Wow, dude.
So I posted it on my Instagram story and then I'm no joke getting flooded with DMs and story likes of people agreeing with me. Nobody said anything negative, and I was like, well, maybe there's just not any confrontational people.
I remember just drinking chocolate milk out of those, and they just dribble.
They're not good cups.
It like dribbles down. I mean, maybe that's just a problem with me. That's probably more of a problem with me. But I mean, I just remember that they would also they're easily frost because they're plastic. If they're plastic, they easily like frost over.
They're not. These ones aren't. These are glass.
But I mean, like the plastic versions of those also frost over very poorly.
Sure.
We had some similar ones when we were very little. Of like they were smaller. They were like smaller versions of those.
Yeah, they're
for
little
baby hands.
For little BB's boys.
Yeah, and I that was then they never held enough water, so I would take one drink and I'd be like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what it is. I think it's just I think they just look dumb, and they're not comfortable to hold. They're not like they're not ergonomic.
It's completely different than like a diner cup. You know, if you went to a diner,
just give me a cylinder. Just give me a straight cylinder.
Yeah,
can have a beveled bottom. I like the ones with beveled bottoms.
Give me those red Coke glasses that are really tall from like Mexican restaurants and stuff.
Yeah,
that's where they have them normally. It's the big huge like tall red glasses that are just a straight cylinder red, and they're kind of like
the red with like kind of the speckled. Yeah,
those are really good. Those hold so much liquid.
Yeah, there are big ones. I like the smaller ones more.
Yeah,
the big ones are too big for
me. The big ones, they hold so much liquid. It's perfect for a Dr. Pepper drinker like myself.
Well, that's you. I'm talking about me right now.
I'm just saying those are my favorite glasses. Everything tastes good coming out of those glasses.
Yeah, they're good. But I will say I like the smaller ones. The ones that you get at like Pizza Hut.
We gotta. I mean, I know this is like not a unique idea, but we gotta do glass tiers.
I'd be down for it. I've never seen that before, and especially after seeing how like literally so many responses to this.
You came with the most relatable post of 2023, evidently,
including I'm going to call him out. He was a fence sitter on this. The one and only professional disc golfer, ranked 17 in the world, Ezra Aderhold, responded with a crying laughing emoji to my story post, and then I sent him back. I said they're trash. And then he reacted to that with a crappy line emoji.
A crappy line emoji.
And so I don't know where he sits on it, but he thought it was funny. So that leads me to believe that he doesn't like those cups either. Now I'll ask him if we need to get to the truth of it. But the fact that even he responded to that,
it's a universally relatable thing.
I need to find somebody who doesn't agree with me.
I'll have to put together. They have like a.
We'll get a team together.
Yeah, I'll get a team together and we'll put it together and we'll. I'll have to find like different cups, different types of cups.
Mm-hmm. I'm down for that. Let's put that at the bottom.
Put that at the bottom.
Put that at the bottom. Cup tier
all the way down the bottom.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it right. We got to get a bunch of cups together.
Yeah, and I'm not going to bring them in.
We're not doing pictures.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to do pictures.
Fine, we'll do pictures. It's easier. I get it.
Unless we want to.
We can have some in person, but we'll
Yeah.
have like a bigger tier list with like
like
ones that we
comprehensive.
rare cups. Like I'm talking
Yeah.
rare cups.
Uh,
It's a big deal.
I'm doing comprehensive cup tiers.
And we'll get a Diva cup. We'll rank that too.
Yep. We're gonna do any type of, and we're gonna include beer bongs in this.
Oh yeah, of course. That's a cup.
That's a cup.
Well, it's a beer bong cup.
Well, do what are
It's more
those
like a
things that,
passway. It's like a straw.
do one of those like Vegas pineapple things, the really tall glasses that people carry around in Vegas. And they're
I
full
know
of
what you're talking about.
they're frozen drinks. They're huge.
Oh yeah, the long ones.
Yeah, they're super
Yeah.
big ones.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we'll rank those too.
We'll rank like Six Flag cups.
Yeah,
Souvenir cups.
souvenir cups. Also, in terms of longevity too.
I think
mean,
we got
there's a lot of
I
cups
think we
in
got a viral hit on our hands. We got to pitch this to XQC. I don't know, some big streamer who does tier lists. I don't know if he does tier lists. I don't watch anything he does.
Me neither.
Never seen a goddamn thing that man has done. Okay, so Kevin, how are you, man? How are you doing?
Good. What did I do this weekend?
We hung out.
Yeah, we hung out.
It
on
feels
Saturday.
like that was so long ago to me.
It feels like it was really close for me because I just slept most of the days.
Oh.
There was, I forgot what I did on Sunday.
Slept. That's what I did.
I think I just slept.
You guys didn't leave until 3:30 in the morning on Saturday,
Yeah, no, I know that's true.
which was fun.
Yeah.
And then I was telling Sean that, and I know you guys were gasping for air laughing at this, but when you guys left and Sean was carrying his speaker up the stairs and he's like, going to New York. Going to New York. It was 3 a.m. and Sean has like a speaker with a handle like a suitcase and it was banging up against the stairs
Every stair.
outside of my apartment. And he was like, going to New York. And then we all just busted up laughing, and then I just had to close the door because I was like, I can't have people find out where this is coming from. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Last apartment party.
Yeah,
ever.
last apartment party
Ever.
At
At least here.
Trying to think. Sunday, I think I just slept. I didn't go. No, I came back and just immediately slept after that. I slept till I think 5 o'clock the next day.
I
Then stuck around till dinner, and then went home to my apartment, and then I think just played video games till pretty late, again, and then because it's like they're 3 study days realistically. They're supposed to be used for studying, but like I have
Right.
one final Thursday. I'll have hopefully passed by then, and then one on Monday and one on Tuesday next week. So realistic, and God, I wish I didn't have to work this weekend, but whatever. It's whatever.
Right.
I can't do anything about it.
So by next episode, you will be done.
Yeah, by next episode I will be done.
Different Gavin. He'll be drinking. and
Yeah,
throwing
I
them
will.
back.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I will be like it.
It'll be your last day, so yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I told my therapist. I said like,
I'm
I,
fucking getting drunk.
no, I told him I was like the only time I only get happy is like that week after school where I'm like, yeah, I have
Right.
nothing to do. Like,
Right,
because I don't tell I mean, no offense to the people I work with, but I give myself a week off.
right.
As my- as-
Understandably.
yeah, I was like,
Nothing wrong with that.
just to kind of relax, not
Buffer
worry about
zone.
anything. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do something. Hopefully I do something Tuesday night. Because we had our finals at fucking 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Like, it's late at
Damn.
night. Yeah.
That's
It's not
weird.
getting done till 6 o'clock.
Damn.
It's written too, so
Damn.
I have to be there.
We're going to record late that day, huh?
Yeah, actually.
That's fine with me, I don't care.
Yeah, so
Almost done.
yeah, and then Wednesday, slept till like 4 on Wednesday, then went into work on 5 on Monday.
Nice.
Came home and stayed up till 6 in the morning the next day. Woke up at 1, went to work yesterday, and then now I'm here. The
Now you're here.
Third and final Saturday.
Sleep.
I don't think anybody. I mean, there are probably some people that are studying pretty hard for this exam, but it's only worth 120 points, and it's a 900-point class, so it's 13% of our grade. So realistically, if I want to keep a grade, I did the math, I would have to get the same like points on the exam that I want in the class. So it's like if I wanted 85 in the class, I have to get an 85 in the exam. But so it's like I could.
Well, if you
I
have
don't
an
think I could
85
realistically
class,
do that, but like I need a 70 to keep like a B. So
It's not bad.
yeah, I've done it before. I've done worse in this class, but I've done it before.
Well, if you have an 85, that's not bad.
Yeah. And if I get below it, then I get a 80, then I get a B minus.
Then you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm a goddamn idiot. That's all I ever am.
That's all you're good for.
So a little peek into my life, but yeah, I mean, Didn't really do much this weekend, and I'm totally fine with that.
I'm trying to think if
I can't be like I can't get upset if I don't do well on this exam. I can't. Whatever.
What's the worst you can get and pass the class?
69 is the worst I could fail this. I could literally get a 0 on this exam and pass the class. So I don't really care that much.
What's there to worry about?
Well,
GPA?
Yeah.
Never
I
heard
would
of her.
prefer to keep this there's the only social pressure I have is that people have said this semester is easy. So I'm like, okay, it's easy. So then I just take it off. I started taking off some days, and I was like, oh wait, no, never mind.
Right.
Like,
I hate that. I do that
so,
same thing. I slack. This week has been an easy week, and I've kind of slacked, and I'm like,
well, maybe I
I
should.
feel like I'm gonna get behind.
Yeah, I'll probably feel that tomorrow after the exam, where I'll be like, wow, I should have studied a little bit more about it. But it's whatever. I'll usually it's really funny because it's like the opposite effect of an exam. The exam won't motivate me, but once I take the exam, I'll motivate and study a little bit more.
Right.
Don't know why, but I'll do that immediately after the exam. It's a completely weird phenomenon, completely backwards in my head. But it's like I take the exam, I'm like, I want to know more about this. Why didn't I know that?
Right.
So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this makes sense. Now I remember it.
Right.
I just learned from my mistakes way better than I know.
I think that's most people.
But there are people who get 100% on the exam and they're like, okay, well, I still probably got a couple wrong.
We like to call those tryhards. Overachievers.
No, I mean that's realistically. I think I could have probably gotten a good score on the exam, but So then
Nice.
yeah,
Almost
just kind of chilling. Gonna have to write an 8-page paper by Monday.
Yeah.
So
lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta get my urine drug test. I'm gonna do that Friday probably.
You gotta drink your urine. Is that for work?
For school.
Do you need someone to piss hot for you?
No, I just have to. I have to.
You need someone to piss hot for you?
No, please no.
I think that's what you're not supposed to do.
No,
you're not supposed to piss hot.
No, it's usually body temperature. It's
yeah, but
warm.
But I think this, maybe I'm wrong here, but I think there's a slang term for saying you pissed hot, as in
because you vacuumed. I don't know why I said that, but you microwaved your pee.
No, well, just like you pissed
There's
hot,
that.
as in like you tested positive for something.
Oh,
I think that's what that means.
I would think that too.
So that's what I was saying. You need somebody to do some drugs and piss for you. You just want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm kind of I'm a wannabe bad boy.
Bit of a badass.
Bit of a bad boy. Wait, you have to take drug tests for school?
Yep.
Interesting. No further comment, Your Honor.
They don't want people showing up high to the.
They want drug addicts. Okay, well then.
Showing up high to the rotations. People still do it, but
sure.
Extracurricularly.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not gonna. I don't think any bozo is gonna be doing. Well, no, you never know.
I've heard some wild stories about the last year of pharmacy school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's in terms of what students will do sometimes. I'll have to ask someone more about some more crazy stories because this one was the strangest fucking thing. I would have never. It was straight out of a fucking movie.
Jesus.
Long story I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it later. I'll save it whenever I have all of them laid out because I do kind
That'd
of
be fun.
I don't remember the context, but someone was just telling us about it, and I'm like really? Or this is what some people because it's just that's just part of there. If you think someone would never do it, it happens.
Right.
Every single time, especially with such a small school.
Well, that's just
How did my buddy Aaron?
That's anything. Yeah, I mean, I've done it before.
Yeah.
I was a pharmacist once. In another life.
More than one ways. So what do you got? What's the big honkin'? What's the scoop?
Trying to find a segue to move
What's
into
the
it.
scoop?
Really a great way to
trying to think of
segue
a famous. What's the scoop?
Poop.
Trying to think of a famous news article writer, journalist. That's the word for that.
Yeah, right. We don't need writers. We got AI.
Yeah.
We do need to
support the Writers Guild of America.
Yeah, we should talk about that next week. I didn't have enough info on it until now.
Oh, now you want to do it after the fact? You want to get all your facts straight?
It's going to be going on for a while.
Yeah, that's going to be happening
so it'll be relevant for a while.
Someone was like, Total Drama Island's back.
Nice.
Writers Guild, strike.
Everything
Banks-
that's right in the world.
Yeah, well, banks. Some banks are failing. Like, oh baby, 2007 is right back where it was.
I can just taste it. We're gonna have a black president again.
And we're gonna have frozen pizzas every night for dinner.
Dark Brandon, black president.
Yep.
You know what I meant by that. Dark Brandon.
Yeah, I did see. Trust me, dude. I sent you that clip.
I think you did.
I did send you that clip after we hung out.
That's true. Anyways, can I segue? Can I find a clean way to segue into this, please?
What's the scoop, Bob?
What's the scoop, Bob Newhart? Okay,
What's the scoop, Jim Henson?
so there's a great article, right?
Great artist.
There's no real clean way to start this off in a way that I don't know. It's pretty much what I'm saying is we're just going to jump into this. So, disclaimer before we go into it. Speaking of famous article writers, disclaimer: this is based off
Matt
of
Taibbi. Is that count? Matt Taibbi.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. See.
Matt Tabby.
Yeah.
This is based off of my own investigating and information I've seeked out. There is always a margin of error and the possibility of a piece of information or date could be inaccurate. We are not journalists. We are just podcasters and a pharmacist wannabe and a guy who works in the film and television production world. But I say all of that to say that we will get into the details of everything. I have written up a full write-up about this of my own personal investigating information I have found. But do your own research, do your own investigating into this. This is obviously just based on what is out there, the facts that are out there that I've seen. So just giving that disclaimer on that. So obviously we were talking about the Featureman, or as his government name, Tom Willett, Cancellation. So if you don't know who Featureman is, like Gavin, he is or was, I guess we'll say is for the time being,
Is someone gonna kill him?
No.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute. He could die, but that's just because he's 85 years old.
Yeah,
so there's
no,
a piece
I
of
am
information for you.
Very.
Right there, right
yeah.
off the
No,
top.
I am. All right.
So he's an 85-year-old food YouTuber who is known for making various weird recipe videos. He, in his time before making YouTube videos, because I think he came onto the scene like pretty early on in the YouTube.
Like 2007, early on.
Yeah,
2008,
like
2009?
2007.
Really?
And he like went viral for this.
He should have went viral long ago.
He did. He went viral for this like how to eat a watermelon video, which was just like all of his videos are like you can never tell if
Not how animals eat their food, though.
No, not even close. You can never tell because he is old. I personally, I can never tell if he knew that what he was doing was funny or if that's just what he did and then saw that people found it was funny. So he's like, oh, I guess I'll just keep doing that because people think it's funny.
Right.
So that's my assumption is that he like knew it was funny, but like that's what he would normally do anyways. Because like what he would do is like make like a weird like cook like ground hamburger and then like boil peas and pasta together and then like mix it and then like just like mix weird shit together. But like that would be his lunch and it would just be him like eating lunch in front of a camera with no cuts.
Did it ever show his face or was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he would
I
like
must be thinking of someone else because there is someone else. Oh, I think I'm thinking of Airsoft Fatty, but where he would do like there's.
But he wasn't like purposely eating gross stuff. This is just like what he would eat. And he like did a bunch of like recipe videos. And then like around the time I started watching him, he was mostly like eating 2 microwave meals and then like eating potato salad with it.
Okay.
Before he started making these videos and became YouTube famous, even on a small scale, he worked most notably as an actor and mostly doing background stuff, like a lot of like background work on like a shit ton of movies, like a bunch of random ass movies that like, you know, and like roles that were like literally just a background actor. That's what his job was for 30 plus years. I think he started in maybe 80s and then worked through the 90s and maybe some of the early 2000s, but that's what he did. That was like what he was doing before YouTube. So
He was in The Naked Gun.
he was, I think, again, as like a, not even a speaking part, maybe. So I found out about him because of Tim talking about him on Office Hours, like probably back in 2020, maybe, like end of 2020. Tim somehow found out about this guy, as, Tim and Doug and Vic all find out about these like obscure, weird people. And he talked about it a bunch, and I was like, okay, I got to watch this guy's videos because what the fuck is going on? Because it's just very like boring. It's just very boring content.
Sorry, I'm looking at
and
stuff.
so
I'm.
You're fine. I started watching him as like a joke because Tim was talking about him, and then I found myself wanting to keep going back and watching his stuff, and then I became a fan of him because it just was like, it just felt comforting. And a lot of people on the Reddit r/Tom Willett were kind of saying the same thing that I felt, where it was like, and at the time I had my
time on Reddit.
No, this is the first time I spent this much time on Reddit. I had my grandpa at the time. Not my other grandpa. He died many years before this. But they were like, it just feels like you're sitting down and listening to your grandpa talk, because he was an older guy in his 80s, and like that's how I felt about it. It was just like a comforting thing. It just felt like you're watching this guy eat weird food, but like he's talking about working in the movie industry back in the 80s and 90s and working with these people and stuff like that. So like I ended up just becoming a fan of him. I did my digging, and so where this all started was on April 18th of this year, just a couple weeks ago. A Redditor on r/Tom Willett posted several news article clippings exposing Tom of a crime he committed back in 1973. So without just saying exactly what the crime was, I'm going to read you what these newspaper clippings said. I'll read all of them, and we'll start with the first one. So it starts with a picture of Tom, and then it says, "Guilty as charged. Thomas Willett is pictured during his last hours of freedom Wednesday as he enters district court for the conclusion of his trial on 3 charges stemming from homosexual assaults on residents of Child Haven. Willett was convicted, his bail was revoked, and he was jailed. Ex-juvenile," and this is the headline, "Ex-juvenile worker guilty. A district court jury of 6 men and 6 women deliberated less than an hour Wednesday before finding a former juvenile court volunteer worker guilty of 3 counts of infamous crimes against nature stemming from homosexual assaults on a 14-year-old resident of Child Haven. District Judge J. Charles Thompson scheduled sentencing of Thomas Willett, 38, of 1501 Armador Street." I can't really read that because it's kind of blurred out, but January 26th revoked the bail upon which he had been free and ordered him held in Clark County Jail until the sentencing. Infamous crimes against nature is a charge carrying a mandatory life prison sentence. However, a judge can suspend that sentence and place the guilty party on probation if he wants. Willett presented no defense in his 2-day trial. He never even testified. His victim, a youth who is now 18 years old, said Willett assaulted him on 3 occasions in November and December of 1973. As a volunteer worker, Willett had the authority to check boys in and out of Child Haven. Now, Child Haven was like they said, a juvenile court volunteer. So like these people, these kids would go to like almost like an orphanage house.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is where like if they had problems with their family, they would have, they would go there, and like maybe some of them were even orphaned and stuff like that. The youth who said he had not been placed in Child Haven because of the youth who said he had been placed in Child Haven because of his parents' neglect of him testified Willett assaulted him once in his cabin and once at a drive-in movie and once at Willett's home. So, I mean, that's, more or less what all these other articles say. They kind of just say the same thing. But that had not obviously been known by any of his fans, and I think he had like I don't know, like a couple
300 people on the Reddit as of right now, but
right, but
what was
subscribers.
the name of his channel?
Featureman. I want to say he had like 250,000 subscribers, so not a small channel by any means, but
Yeah,
like
he's 410 now. I don't know.
410,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was closer to like 500,000. And then he obviously lost a bunch because this stuff came out. So that was posted, and the one thing I wanted to point out is that the Reddit page had not been been of use for like 6 years prior.
Yeah, I was.
There
I
were
was
no
going through
posts
that.
until 6 years prior to this. And so that's why this kind of took a couple days. And you look in the comments at like nobody was really noticing that, and then like a bunch of comments flooded in like a couple days later. So someone caught on to this. I think that there was I don't know what the exact word I'm looking for is, but like a I can't think of a YouTuber who like does content on court cases and stuff like that. Apparently picked it up first from what I've heard. I have not seen that video, but so from there, after this information got spread and people started seeing it, obviously Tom was notified in some way, probably from, hundreds of thousands of fans being like, what the fuck is this?
Like answer for
this, like you've been on YouTube for this long and I've never mentioned this once. And so mere days later, on April 26th of this year, Tom released a video titled, now get this title is just fucking gross.
bonkers.
Released a video titled My Jailhouse Adventures, recommended for adults only. Now that makes it sound kind of playful. So like if you didn't know this information previously, you would be like, okay, that's interesting. Like that's just like sounds like a playful thing. So he discussed the allegations in the video, which he then deleted the video hours later. I do not feel comfortable showing any of the video here just like I'm not showing Gavin any of Featureman's
He's
content.
not even showing me.
No, and that's just because it's like, obviously we are talking about him, but it's like kind of gross and disturbing to show this person. And it's too long-winded and pointless anyways, which I'll get to in a minute. So feel free to watch that. It's been re-uploaded. Just search that title on YouTube and you can watch it the full in its entirety. In the video, he more or less tiptoes around the crime he committed, or crimes, I should have said, he committed, in a way that makes him look like the victim and never actually stating what happened. Like a lot of child molesters and sexual assault predators do. And so here's some of the things that he said in it, some of the details of the video. He claims that it was unjust because it involves sexual acts with two men, not acceptable in the world that time. That was like his big claim of like the big bad thing he did was it was just because it was with another man. He never states the boy's age at the time of the crime at any point, but he makes it clear that he/they, possibly multiple victims, were 18 at the time of the trial. He makes that very specific. He says they were 18. They were 18 whenever the trial happened. He says because he doesn't want to. If he says they were 18, then it makes it sound like that's how old they were when it happened, but that would be not true. And then at the end of it, he brags about getting out of a life in prison sentence due to a technicality of a sentencing law. So when this trial happened back in, it says from 78 or 77 to 78, I think it was probably more 77 unless there was another trial. But what happened is that there was some sort of like some sort of sentencing thing with the crimes against nature charge that like somehow he was able to, without like looking at the court documents super closely and spelling it out, there was some way he was able to dodge the life in prison sentence and just get off on probation. Now they mentions like unless the judge decides to let them off on probation. I don't think it had anything to do with the judge. It was something to do with a technicality of like a very specific thing that had to do with that crimes against nature charge. It was, yeah, I can't remember the exact details of it, and not that that's really important. He still did it. but he brags about getting out of this life in prison sentence. So this whole video, he's pretty much just being like, he never addresses what happened. He's just like, yeah, I almost went to jail, but I was able to get out of it. I was able to skirt out of this like life in prison sentence because they wanted to put me in jail because I was gay. But he doesn't even say that he was gay. He was just like, I did something with another man and they wanted to put me in jail because of that. But I got out of it. Look at me. And then that was the end of the video. That was the whole video.
So how long was it? Like 3 minutes?
20. That's why we're not watching it, because it's pointless, because he never addresses any of it.
He just babbles on.
He just babbles on for 20 minutes. So Tom has no remorse for his disgusting actions, obviously. And taking advantage of these orphan children as exhibited by him flexing the technicality 50 years later, and his YouTube and his comments over the phone in a YouTube video with one of Tom's friends, Taylor K. Now there's this guy, Taylor, I'm calling him Taylor K because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he had like done videos with Tom before, and like they were friends, and apparently there's like some sort of rumor going around that like Tom met this guy when he was 16, which wouldn't be surprising, but like I can't prove that. But they were friends and had made collaboration videos together at some point. And so this guy Taylor was like, I just had a phone call, like a 2-hour phone call with Tom at like 2 a.m. after he deleted the video, where we discussed all this. Like, I'm going to be releasing a video later today. And so he finally released the video. And again, it was just another like pointless thing where he's like talking to Tom and just like, and this guy says a lot of stupid shit too. He's like, oh, you should have said it like this so people wouldn't have thought you were an actual predator.
This Taylor K guy. And like, even in that, like Tom is still not like ever acknowledging what he did or accepting what he did. He just has like no remorse for it. And it's fucking disgusting. It's like absolutely disgusting. And it's like, and it's crazy. And he's not a famous YouTuber by any means, but obviously 500,000 subscribers is nothing to scoff at. But it's crazy that in this world where, nobody can get away with anything, rightfully so, most of the time. Yeah.
It's crazy that he evaded this for so long, especially working as an actor for, like I said, 25, 30 plus years, that this was just like never even acknowledged, never even looked at. And that's just crazy. Now, like, thankfully, this did finally come out, 50 years later, and people are seeing that. And it's like, what
good does it do now?
Right. What do you do about it now? I mean, so what he's done is like, he deleted that video. He's like, it's scorched earth, taking all of his videos down, just like, doesn't seem like he will hopefully be coming back. And now, I mean, he has no remorse for it. So it's like surprising to me that he's even deleting his videos, but I think that's just because he can't keep up with the hate comments that he's getting.
On the Reddit, there were people wondering like if there's another place that he's operating out of.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, a lot of, and again, I'm not going to go into like the details of this stuff, but people were posting like his old blog where he was posting about having like sexual encounters with like practically like written words, CP stuff that they found on like the Wayback Machine and stuff. But again, like, I can't prove any of that stuff, so I'm not like, I'm not going to get into the weeds of that. Like, let's just look at the facts that are available and out there. And it's just crazy and disgusting. And it was, and though I haven't watched his videos for probably about a year now, I was a big fan of this guy. I thought he was funny. I thought he seemed like a trustworthy person, and that's what a lot of people said too. And it just goes to show you never know who it's going to be, even the most like unsuspecting people ever.
Right.
And it's just gross, and it's super upsetting, and obviously there's nothing we can do about it.
My question is, what's this? Because he's 85, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he had died like 5 years ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it ever would have came out?
Yeah, I think it would have, and then like,
but nobody would have been able to do anything about it. It would have just been
right.
all the videos are up, and then it'd be like a ghost town. People being like,
that fucking sucks.
Yeah, like this guy fucking sucks.
And that's the thing is like, is if that would happen, I would be like, man, I wish he was here to address those things. Not that
Yeah.
that makes what he did any
Yeah,
better.
but I was not expecting him to say like I have a 20-minute video of him not accepting fate.
Right, and that's the thing is like if that would have happened, I'd been like, I wish he would have addressed this before he died. But now it's like it doesn't make a difference because he did address it, and he didn't even really address it. He just was like, yeah, I almost went to prison. I almost had life in prison, he says. It was just like the most like Hannibal Lecter, like flexing on him response
That's
ever.
weird.
And it's like, nah, motherfucker, you like did some horrible shit. And I forgot to say
Nobody-
trigger
nobody-
warning before all of this.
Nobody just gets life in prison and gets out. You know what I mean? Nobody
Well-
just is facing life in prison for a crime.
and apparently, and
that's a pretty heavy sentence.
and a lot of people are saying he was facing 3 counts of life in prison.
And he got out of all of it?
He got out of all of it on a technicality,
God damn.
which is like, you know, it shows
I
how
just
flawed
I was
our
just going
court
to
system
talk
are.
because like I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, no. It when I saw that the other day, like I said, I saw
I saw
that comment.
Penguin Zero.
That's yeah.
I didn't
it's
see that
crazy.
video. Usually he comes up in my sub box, but you know.
Yeah, he talked about it because some ordinary gamer talked about it, Mudahar, which I watched his whole video. I'm not a huge fan of him, to be completely honest with you, but I did watch his whole video, and I will say he did a really good job of going through all the details and like
That's Charlie. That's his name.
Yeah.
Charlie.
he did a really good job of going into the court documents and everything. He seemed
This is Mudahar.
everything
by
he
the way.
said seemed to make sense. Yeah, and
That
so-
comes up all the time on some of those videos. on
It's
some
a
of the
funny laugh. But yeah, he his video was good. I would say if you really want to get the even fuller details than what I gave and like have someone read
Oh, this
court
is another
documents,
Charlie
then-
clip.
I'm not fans of any of these people, so you're
I mean,
playing
it's
and
just
I'm
coming
like,
up-
yep,
just
that's
coming up.
him.
Coming up.
It's because they heard me talking about it. But yeah, they talked, which was crazy because again, he's not a big YouTuber, and it was crazy that these bigger YouTubers were talking about it.
Right.
But Charlie says that he was a fan of him. Mudahar says that he was a fan of him and like used to watch this stuff. So it's like, and again, it was just like a comfort thing, and it was just like, it just feels gross because it's like I know a lot of people, and even myself, whenever I was writing this, I'm like, what really is the point of bringing this up and talking about it? And it's like, well, I was a fan of him, so I feel like a sense, obligated sense to talk about it because I do feel kind of betrayed by it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like, this also gave me an excuse to do my own research on it, read up everything. Not that I was
did
going to
your
like
own
not
research.
believe it or something, but it just gave me an excuse to like, you know, let's talk about it. And so that way I can figure out, I want to find out everything about this because I was such a fan of this guy. And yeah, it's just, you know, there's nothing that really will be done about it, and he'll never, you know, face any sort of there will never be any justice for the victims.
No.
And who knows where those people are now, and who knows how many people there
Yeah, 'cause
were,
they were
and
unnamed.
if there were any later.
They
Yeah,
were unnamed in the charges because they were children.
yeah, right,
That's really why.
right.
So
Right.
like you'll never know unless they come out and say I'm the person.
Yeah.
And then even then people will be like, you're not really the person.
Right, and again, I should have gave a trigger warning at the beginning of this, but I also feel like I hopefully addressed that all in a way that wasn't too
No, I didn't.
what's
no,
the
I don't
word,
think so.
too explicit, because the details of what he actually did to this person or these kids are
They on the Reddit. They go pretty in depth on it.
it's very
It's top all time. If you sort by top all time on the
Yeah.
Tom Willett subreddit.
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 It's completely disgusting. But yeah, anyways, sorry to be a downer on that, but it felt like something that needed to be brought up. So, moving on from that into happier things, unless you look like you have something else you wanted to say.
No, I'm just reading like this Reddit post. That's insane.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean,
and
and going through like your notes, it's very,
crazy how this guy was able to
and it's weird that
do what he was.
it's weird that it's
do what he
such like
did.
a small letter guy, small
Yeah.
YouTuber.
Right.
I didn't even, and so he made regular posts like for a long time.
Yeah, like weekly at least.
Wow.
Sometimes multiple times a week. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, you don't really see, You don't see people that old doing stuff on YouTube.
Right. No, and that was the thing is like, oh, this guy, he seems like he's funny. He seems like he's sharp and trustworthy. Like I was.
He's
saying.
an old guy. You know what? I mean, respect your elders.
Right. Exactly. So
now I'm never gonna trust an old person.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at here. No, I was kidding. Yeah. Anyways, moving on from that into lighter things. Let's do a little bit. Speaking of food.
What?
Because he's a food YouTuber. This is a terrible segue. We have a taste test, Gavin.
Woohoo!
It's not that crazy. It's more just it was something that I was gonna buy either way, and then I was like, I guess I should probably try it on the show. So that is, of course. I hate that it plays these songs first because I don't. They're not the. No offense, but they're not the.
They're not the vibe you're going for.
They're not the vibe I'm trying for. Neither is that. Here we go.
Goofy.
I am, of course, talking about the newly released Summer Freeze Mountain Dew. This is Mountain Dew's
Summer Freeze.
Summer.
Makes you feel fine.
Blowing through the jasmine in my heart.
We're doing extra drama this week.
What's that?
We're doing extra drama this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not even at an hour yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, you were texting on your phone. Just kidding. Summer Freeze.
Summer Freeze.
This is every year. Almost at McDonald's. Every year, Mountain Dew releases a.
Every year, McDonald's comes out with a brand new toy.
Every year they have
Every
one
year.
toy a
One
year.
new toy a year.
Collect every toy.
Collect all the toys in 5 years.
In 5 years.
And collect your one flavor of Mountain Dew.
This year is Summer Freeze. They come out with a
New toy.
with a summer flavor every year, and it's always like playing on
It's always
the
some
red
gay
white
ass fruity flavor.
some fruity ass flavor. No, it's always like that bomb pop flavor.
Nothing bad
so
with being gay. It's just
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, pal.
Does it supposed to taste like Is it supposed to taste like bomb pop?
Well,
Is it supposed to taste like bomb pops?
They have in previous years, so
Oh,
I would imagine so. Because it's Dew with a blast of summer Americana.
Oh yeah, this smells exactly like a bomb pop.
Yeah, and I think that's what they've done every year, but they just name it something different. So it's not that exciting, but I want to try it. So here we go.
It's bomb pop.
Yeah,
Good job, Mountain Dew.
it tastes good. Can he do it? He can do it. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Just gotta do the show up here.
All the way up there?
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I like it. Tastes like a bomb pop.
Sound off in the comments below if you like sucking on bomb pops.
Sucking a bomb. Sucking a ding dong. It's Alex Jones. Do you don't have that?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I have the.
I think Vicar Doug has that. Sucking a ding dong. Sucking a ding dong. Turn it the frickin' frog's gay.
I have been arrested for multiple crimes.
Oh, I was talking about Alex Jones.
I ain't reading.
That's not Alex Jones.
Call the fire department. We just nuked the building.
There's one where it's like, Shadow was a money gang. And then it goes,
we love casting spells.
But there's one where it's like, I just shoved a nuke in my pussy.
What the fuck? I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I just shoved a nuke in my pussy.
Okay, here it is.
This came out 2 weeks ago. It's a TF2 clip, believe it or not. Yeah, put your.
Here we go.
Nuke radio. We make your eardrums bleed.
I just shoved a nuke up my pussy.
Okay. All right.
Nuke radio.
That was probably a Gary's Mod thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a TF2.
Right.
Two,
TF2 people.
Two, guys.
Cuz.
Goodness gracious, I cannot talk this week.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta drink more of that Mountain Dew. Drink more of that Americana. Yeah, I think that. Oh, I was gonna read food and wine. No, I can't talk. .com, which I
Frequent.
frequent.
I'm stimming.
I mean, they pretty much described it as a bomb pop flavor. Yeah.
Sucking on a chili dog.
Bold
outside
notes
a taste of freeze.
of cherry, lemon, and raspberry. Yeah, I think they literally just re-released this flavor every year with a different name. Because I think we even taste tested this on the show last year too. Still good. I mean, yeah.
John Mellencamp's Jack and Diane, but all the lyrics are sucking on a chili dog.
I heard it.
Sucking on a chili dog.
Who the fuck is
Sucking on a
that?
chili dog.
No, that's
This
a
dude.
dumb version. Anyways, Gavin, moving on into Nextdoor Drama. This one's been stimming for 2 weeks.
Yeah, see, the guy's it's just one guy. It's Tom McGovern. But someone made a joke and he caught.
We're gonna get Gavin to a doctor right after this episode is over.
It happened again. Gorsh.
Gavin, Nextdoor Drama. This one's been stimming for 2 weeks.
It's been marinating.
It's been stimming. And it is so well. First of all, Nextdoor Drama. If you don't know, Nextdoor is a blog posting website for your neighborhood. It's also an app where people just post about whatever the fuck is going on in our neighborhood. Did you hear that? Are those gunshots? Who is selling a lawnmower? Where can I get my bushes? Where can I get my bush trimmed? I post about that a lot. It always gets.
Does anybody suck on a chili dog? Anybody sucking on a bomb pop?
Is anyone outside the Tasty Freeze? Does anybody know where the Shadow Wizard? You know what I should start doing on there to like generate my own Nextdoor dramas? Is just put weird ass entries that aren't like explicit or anything, but they're just like weird things, and then just try and I'll build
Find
my
it.
own story that way. You know what I mean? Like build my I'll make the entry, and then let the comments come in.
Oh yeah, that is actually
You know
a
what
good
I mean?
idea.
I'm gonna try that some week. I'll be honest if I do it.
You got to change your name on there so it's something really stupid.
But the thing is like I don't even need to do that because there's just like every week there's such crazy shit on there.
Yeah, but I don't want someone to catch on.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'll use a different name. I can
Yeah,
use
that's
the
what I mean.
same
Use a-
name and people wouldn't know.
No,
who
you're
you are.
right. But I'm just saying that.
It'll catch up to us eventually, but I don't really care if it does. That's kind of the point. Is like I want it to catch on at some point
Right.
and then get banned.
Did you guys know that this guy has been sharing our next door post on his podcast?
It's public. It's all public. It's all on the internet.
It's all public. You can go watch it whenever you like.
Anything you post out there,
We're gonna look it up. We're gonna find you.
We're going to look into it. So this week, the Nextdoor Drama... Oh, so what we do is we take an entry, we script it out, we reenact it as a dramatic reading. And that's what we do. So this week, the Nextdoor Drama is titled... Wow, chugging that. The Nextdoor Drama is titled Knock at the Cabin. Well, probably more like House. I just wanted to base it off the name of the movie because it kind of works. I will be playing Mary, who's very upset. This was fun. This would have been funnier last week because the characters are exactly the same, just different names. Mary, who's very upset, and Gavin will be playing Doug, who's a bona fide goober. That was how it was the week 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right. Okay.
The
Yeah.
same
We'll
thing.
just keep it,
It
the
would have
same.
been funnier.
It's just banter.
I mean, it really is. The characters are all the same. So, anyways, this one's actually pretty short. Anyways, so we'll be able to. Anyways,
Fine.
I just keep saying anyways. So, anyways, we'll be able to. Anyways, right through it.
Anyways, that's actually even the correct grammar.
What's the correct grammar, you Nazi?
Anyway,
Why isn't it anyways?
that's like a Midwestern thing. Promise.
So is can I just squeeze right by you?
Yeah.
That's a Midwestern thing
Yeah.
too.
Anyway.
Anyways, here is the Nextdoor Drama intro song. This week on Nextdoor Drama. Did anyone else have someone randomly banging on their door or the side of their house at like 1 in the morning the other week?
Was it opportunity knocking?
More like murder, it sounded like.
I suggest you record a mean dog barking and have it go off when your door is hit. I am sure someone know how to rig it up and set it for when you go to bed.
Recorded shotgun going off might be more effective, unless they retaliate with the real thing, or you have to clean up some poop emoji and urine from your door. A Knock at the Cabin, in theaters now. That was just an advertisement for a Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah, thank you, M. Night Shyamalan. I wore a shirt last week. We should have definitely done this last week. What the hell?
We had two.
What the hell?
You're out. We're going to be out of character now, Governor. You don't have to be the goober. Yeah, we're out of character, man. You're good.
No, the character lives on.
In my heart.
In my heart.
Yeah, we
Oh my
should have.
goodness.
I forgot to even think about that. I love that knock. It's so good. I love how it got really loud at some point.
Jesse!
Oh, fuck. More like murder.
Murder, she wrote.
Was it opportunity knocking? Anyways, it was just short. This was just a short one. Gavin, what you listening to
Watch
this
me
week?
type this in. I want to see your.
All right, never mind.
On the dock.
Oh, things aren't flowing so well today. Where are you typing this at? I can't find where you're typing. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw you post it, so I'm not super surprised. You need me to say that before I introduce what you're listening to? So what you're listening to, what we do every week is it's as self-explanatory as the name is we recommend an album or a song or sometimes even an artist to each other and to the audience of what we've been listening to in the past week, because Gavin and I are big music heads. We're big foodies. So Gavin, I've already seen it. Why don't you tell the audience what you've been listening to?
So this is not a controversial take by any means, but this is not a controversial take by any means, because I feel like it's a very agreed upon thing, is that Kendrick Lamar is a very good rapper. And I watched there's like this older guy who's like ruling Iraq on TikTok, and like he's really cool. And
Black guy?
no, white guy.
Okay.
But there is a black guy on there who also listens to music.
It's like a guy who shows off records? Older
no,
guy?
an old guy with like a crazy room
Yeah.
behind him.
I sometimes
He
watch
wears a
that guy on
beanie
YouTube.
and like usually wears like a vest and like a tie.
So I haven't watched him as
He's
much
got
as I
long
used
hair.
to.
He's kind of like gaunt, pale white guy.
I'm talking about the black guy.
Oh no, I'm talking about the
Oh.
white guy I watched.
Well, there's a black guy who's really cool, and he like reviews like records, and he has like a crazy record collection.
Oh yeah,
And he's like not a popular YouTuber, and I used to watch his stuff, but I didn't know if he became popular. I don't. I guess I don't watch his stuff anymore.
Jesus, man. But
Sorry.
anyway, so I'm listening to a rap album this week. I'm listening to Pimp a Butterfly.
I'm listening to a rap album
I'm listening to a rap album, Anthony Fantano style. I sat down and listened to it.
Sat your white ass down.
I sat my white ass down and I listened. But I will say, I've listened to actually a handful of rap albums, but I haven't like listened to them all the way back to front. Like you had mentioned that there was like skits in some older ones like in the 90s.
Yeah.
But I remember listening to Nas
Illmatic?
Yeah, Illmatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say License to Ill. That's I knew it was an Ill thing, but I didn't.
What is
License
that?
to Ill
Mob City? What's
No,
License
it's-
to Ill?
License to Ill is BC Boys.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So this is the first time I listened to a
Ooh,
Kendrick
somebody's
Lamar
gonna
album.
roast me for saying that. That was. Yeah. Anyways.
This is the first time I've sat down and listened to a Kendrick album front to back. And right off the bat, I was immediately like, yeah, I love this. I was like, just with Wesley's Theory starting out, it was just, all of it was just really good. And I've heard For Free before. It was on my roommate's playlist for a while, which is This Dick Ain't Free.
oh yeah.
I've heard that before, and I actually knew most of the lyrics to that song, the interlude, the second song in the album. But yeah, this whole thing front to back is incredible. There's so many little like just little runs or little samples or little like sounds that just kind of get mixed in through this album. The message behind it is incredible. I'm using general words here because like I just can't describe just how good this album is, but
Yeah.
it was just I was smiling through like it. Like there's songs that like I'm like, yeah, this is really good, but like this one I was like, oh, like yeah, no, I like listening to this, especially just like sitting down listening to it. I was just like scrolling Instagram or scrolling Twitter or whatever.
I need to do that because I obviously respect Kendrick Lamar, but I don't feel like I have that respect that like everybody has. Like I
Right.
feel like Kendrick Lamar is like the Beatles of the rap world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like it's like
He definitely
It's
brought
that
like
strong
that. He
of
definitely
a feeling. You
Yeah,
know
he
what I
definitely
mean?
brought like a culture to mainstream that like, you know.
But like in a way that like mainstream rap wasn't doing.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, he was like-
mainstream rap was there, but I'm saying like he brought it to a different level.
Right, which is kind of like what the Beatles
And he
were
even
doing.
talks about like he doesn't like how political he's like, I don't want to bring politics to my rap, but I mean like that's like the whole
Right.
point of the album.
I
But
thought he does.
he does, but I think that's like it's hood politics.
Oh,
That's
right.
that's the name of the
And this was
song.
the album that he lost the Grammy to Macklemore.
yeah, which is was it?
I'm
Was
pretty
it?
sure.
I think it was one. It was one of his. He had album 2013 and 2015. This is the
think it
one
was
from
this one.
2015.
I'm pretty sure it was this one because
Um,
the title tipped me off to that because I just heard somebody talking about.
Well, it's
this.
Good Kid, Mad City is the one that I thought lost to.
I think it's To Pimp a Butterfly. I think.
I think
Is that not showing up? I'll type it up too. See if I can find it.
hold on, let me
first.
look it up.
Kendrick Lamar, Macklemore Grammy.
He had 58 Oh no, he had 11 nominations at the 58th Grammy. At the win.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, no, wait.
It was 2013's Good Kid, Mad City that lost
Wow, I was
to
way off.
Macklemore. But
Maybe
no,
I-
it wasn't
maybe I
way
heard
off. It
somebody
was
wrong.
it's like a year. It's a year difference. So
Might have been someone else out there had their information wrong that I heard from because I'm pretty sure they said To Pimp a Butterfly and I was like,
But there's I listened to Damn whenever it came out because that was whenever I was first like introduced to him because I listened to
there was stuff off of that off of Damn that I liked.
and Money Man the guy was reviewing Money Trees like he had but I didn't realize like just how I didn't realize like how long some of these songs are. I wasn't expecting that. Just because like so many albums that I listen to are like 45 minutes or whatever. This one's an hour and 18 minutes. So it's 78 minutes long, which would be like 4 LPs.
Yeah,
So-
right. That is long.
Well, oh no, not really. It'd be it'd be 2 LPs. It's an LP. So,
Yeah.
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 Each side's
2
45
LPs.
minutes.
Yeah. And it could be 5 EPs.
Yeah.
Or more.
Or
Or
more.
less.
78. No, it would only be like one. I don't know. Well, one whole disc is 45 minutes, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or 44 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's why they call it 44.
I thought it was the size.
I
That
don't know.
doesn't
I don't know why they call it anyway. But yeah, this album, the message didn't make me smile, obviously, but like, but just the beats and the engineering behind it all was incredible. And then add on top of just the layer of engineering and everything, on top of that, having the lyrics and the message and the production and the features on it also are really good. The first song has Thundercat on it in 2015. So like, yeah, I mean he had a couple girl rappers on here. He had Anna Wise, and he also had a couple other people. But I think Rhapsody is another one. Yeah, Rhapsody was another one he had on here. Like, there's he's really good. He is incredible.
You've inspired me. I'm gonna listen to that because I've been meaning to, and now I have another excuse.
Yeah. And so that's why it's actually kind of crazy that he went so long without a project, because he went from 2017. Well, I guess he had Black Panther, the album, but like his first like official project since Damn, like his own, was 2022. It was Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. So I'll have to listen to that. But
yeah, I think I listened to that, and again I was just like, I'm not having the experience I should be. Yeah, that one's long. And that one, that was
Also
the first one I tried to
18
listen to the
minutes.
whole thing, and I was just like, I'm not getting the experience I should be, and so I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
So maybe eventually I'll get appreciation for it, but maybe I got to start with something like this.
Yeah.
Try it out. I think that,
and if not this one, then Good Kid, Mad City will also be another one to start.
I think that might be my problem, is that was like so shoved down my throat at that time. Like that album and that song was just everywhere. Good Kid, Mad City album. And
oh, really?
Swimming
Pools Drink is also one of my favorite.
Whatever the song off of that album that was like
Money Trees?
No, it wasn't even. It was the other one. Every time I'm in the street.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever song that is. That was just like so shoved down my throat. Like that was super mainstream.
That was the only time. That was the first time I've ever been introduced to.
Well, I think
Kendrick.
everybody. But like that was just so shoved down my throat that it was like I had like an off-putting to seeing the album cover, because I was just like, I'm tired of hearing the song. It's like it's just too overplayed, and it's like cringy at the point now. But maybe that kind of soured me.
That's Mad City. Yeah. Okay.
I know. Mobb Deep, Mad City. Now what am I listening to, Gavin? Now we're switching things from.
Yeah. What are you listening to?
Let me give you a real white person.
Where's the opposite? What's the opposite?
Let me give you the
spectrum here?
complete opposite of a song suggestion, and really complete opposite of something I would suggest. This one,
And,
really.
fuck you for the suggestion, because I'm not listening to this.
You don't want. You should. This one's completely out of left field for me, because I was not expecting to find this. So what I am listening to, and then I'll give you the backstory before I lose you, is "Shake the Frost" live by Tyler Childers or Childers. Look at this white guy. He knows that was a test. And it's a country song. It's not country in the sense of how I've thought of country, and I think of how like the mainstream looks at country as being like this twangy love song garbage, because that's how I feel about most mainstream country. And this is a new song. I don't know exactly when it came out, because it's not on like a specific album. It's just on this live album from 2018, which it sounds amazing. I wouldn't want it to be on like a produced thing. I love this live sound. Because it's
clapping and everything afterwards.
No,
too.
well, yeah, it's like Nirvana Unplugged.
Yeah.
But his voice is just so like powerful in it, and it is like a sad song. Which
It's
again is like
Hallelujah
by Pentatonics.
Yeah.
You're a big Pentatonics fan, right?
Huge.
I heard they covered "To Pimp a Butterfly." I'm just kidding. I don't know that.
That would actually be great.
It would be interesting. It certainly would be. I'm sure they've covered a Kendrick Lamar song. We could look it up afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did I find out about the song? So I actually found it a couple weeks ago. I was at a wedding, and a wedding that I was working, and they were like, the couple did like a final dance with like nobody in the reception hall after the reception ended. And so we were filming that, and this was their like final dance song. And I was like, I usually ignore most of the music at weddings, because 90% of the weddings I go to, the music is the same.
Not your thing.
Is the same, or it's not my thing. There's been a few. I had one. There was a couple who I worked for that had an amazing, like almost same taste in music as me. But this one I was not expecting at all. It just started playing, and I was like, this is a fucking good ass song. And so I found out what it was, and just been listening to it ever since, and like kind of getting into Tyler Childers. a little bit from it. I can't say I'm a super big fan of him, but this song is like, I almost just puked.
Goodness
Fucking
gracious.
beautiful and amazing, and super emotional, in the best way it should be. So, anyways, that's what I'm listening to. Gavin, let's get out of here so you can get home and study, and so I can do other things like probably pack. Probably.
All right, buddy. Thanks for listening to Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 113. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep rating, keep commenting. We love hearing your comments. Keep commenting. Please keep doing it. Please.
Next week will be the
Last episode in this apartment.
in this office, in this apartment. So stay tuned for that then.
Excuse me.
The vultures are waiting to pick your bones.